legs back, baby. New year, new me, same legs. 2025. Let's go. Great card to kick off the new year. UFC 311, Makachev versus Arman Tsarukyan 2. Very excited. In LA, the new Intuit Dome where the Clippers play. Shout out Los Angeles, hard time for them. Hopefully, this fight can put on a good fight to fight the fire in LA, if you know what I'm saying. But we're gonna kick off the card here. Our first fight we're gonna focus on is Peyton Talbot. Honestly, one of my top five favorite fighters right now. Amazing fighter, great potential. Honestly, he's fighting this random, if I'm being honest. Past his time, 37 years old, 3-inch height advantage, 3-inch reach advantage. I'm not gonna overcomplicate this. Peyton Talbot coming off a great win against Giannis. Starched him the first 10, 15 seconds. If we look at the odds here, let's see what the public likes. 98% of the public likes Payne Talbot. Honestly, it should be 100%. There's no way that Payne Talbot loses. If you look at the odds here on DraftKings, obviously very steep money line approach here, minus 1200. I don't think that's really playable here. The minus 185 knockout, it's interesting. Maybe that's a good parlay builder. I don't know if you want to straight bet this, but what's interesting to me here is the total rounds over under 1.5. The under 1.5 is plus 135. I mean, if it's minus value to knock them out, I don't think going to under 1.5 is not a bad approach here. For plus money, especially if a knockout is going to happen. Um, Payne Talbot in his previous fight before Giannis, he was known as a slow starter. He'll start out pretty slow, but I think he silenced those haters with a slow start. So if you were to play something in this fight, I do like either Payne Talbot minus 185 as a parlay builder or a straight bet for under 1.5 rounds for the total fight. But I'm gonna ride my boy Payne Talbot. Pause, but let's go with Payne Talbot, baby. Next fight, we got Kevin Holland versus Rene Derrida. So, a little overview here. Kevin Holland coming off a loss against Roman Dolidze, rib injury. Honestly, fight was short-lived, but he wasn't looking too hot in that anyways. That was at 185. But let's see, this fight is at 185. Okay, so this fight's at 185. Um, I don't like Kevin Holland at 185. I really don't. I don't think he's just not big enough. He's not strong enough. Yes, he's fast. Um, Rene the Ritter came off a UFC debut win against GM3. Was a close fight, dog fight, really good fight though. Um, I think he got a taste of UFC talent at that. I don't think Kevin Holland is good, but is really that much step up from GM3 is, but nothing crazy. Looking at the odds, pretty even here. The public thinks Rene the Ritter is going to win. If we look at the odds here on DraftKings, minus 112, Kevin Holland is the favorite. The minus 108 for the underdog here. Here's what's interesting here. Over under 1.5, minus 195. If we look at the Ritter's recent losses, 2 losses by knockout right here is the most recent losses. And so I feel like if you're going to play this here, I like either Kevin Holland via knockout, or you could go with Rene the Ritter plus 240 via decision. I think those are two good plays here. Very close fight. I would go, if I had to pick, Rene the Ritter via decision, but Kevin Holland knockout is also a possibility. I just don't know if he has the power at 185 for this. I know he does, but recently just hasn't really shown it. But I wonder if he's fully injured from his rib injury. It's honestly been not that too long of a recovery. It was October was that fight? Maybe November. I'm not sure. Let's see when that last fight was. 3 months ago. Yeah, not. It takes some time to heal rib injury, so I'm gonna go Rene the Ritter. I just that Kevin Holland 185 come from rib injury. Not sure if I like it, but yeah, give me Rene, baby. Next up in the main event, we got Beneil Dariush versus Renato Moicano. Dariush coming off of 2 losses, one to Charles Oliveira and one to Ahmed Sarukian, who will be in the main event tonight. Marcano is on a 4-fight win streak. Most recent win, was against BSD. First round doctor stoppage. What surprised me here is Marcano is only a minus 175 favorite. I think it should be a lot more. They're both on the cliff of their careers, as I would say, but Dariush is way more off that cliff. Two straight, two straight losses. Haven't gotten a win in 2 years. Got owned against Charles. Hasn't fought in over a year. He got knocked out twice, pretty bad both times. I mean, what's going to stop it from Moicano doing the same thing? Moicano is hot. He's the hot hand. Always forget the hot hand in the UFC. Look at the public here. Yeah, Moicano is 79%. I feel like you're only picking Dariush for some old head that really likes Dariush from when he was good 10 years ago. If you look at DraftKings here, minus 175, over-under is 2.5 at even odds pretty much, with the favorite being on the over. Moicano's pretty close, even odds, not even odds, but pretty close odds for KO submission or decision. I mean, plus 225, Moicano decision, I like it. I think that is your best bet. I don't really see Dariush pulling out the decision at plus 400, but if I'm looking just at the total rounds here, it thinks it's gonna go the over 2.5, and I think I really like Moicano here, so I think Moicano by decision is the best pick. Next up, Jamal Hill versus Yuri Prohaska, but this time it's not Liggs who will be going over this fight. It'll be my boy TRE11EARL. He's a big fight fan. I can't wait to hear about his take, and we'll see if I agree with him or not. But yes, TRE11EARL.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my prediction of the UFC 311 Yuri Prohaska versus Jamal Hill fight. Probably my favorite fight in the card, to be honest. These fighters I've seen more than most of the others. So let's get into it. For Yuri, I mean, both of them they're pretty much the same in the physical standpoint. Both around 205 pounds. Height is pretty much the same, 6'3", 6'4", and the reach is just one inch difference. But for Yuri, I think his upper hand is his experience in this instance. He's had a lot more fights than Jamal Hill. But Jamal Hill was an amateur for a while. They're both around the same age. Another thing for Yuri is that he does not go the distance. I did not realize this until I just checked it. He's never had a fight that has gone the distance. So that's going to weigh in to my fight prediction heavily. So that's going to be a big factor for me, and that weighs into it a lot. And for Jamal Hill, 12-2. Personally, I shouldn't think he should have 13 wins. He had that one no contest because of the marijuana. I think he deserves the win there. He doesn't deserve that to be a no contest. Both fighters coming off a loss, so they're both hungry for this win. Both need to get back in the winner's circle. For the betting odds, minus 105 for Yuri and minus 120 for Jamal. Earlier, before I filmed this, it was at 110 for Yuri, or plus 110 for Yuri and minus 130 for Jamal. That's gotten a lot closer. So I think people are starting to change their minds. Vegas has called, probably. Then as for Jamal Hill, he's had 2 major injuries in his career. I don't think they really factor in, but I'll tell you what they are. He had the knee injury, and then he had a Achilles injury playing basketball. For some reason, I don't know why he's playing basketball, but he is. I think this fight will come down to spacing and who's more aggressive. I think Yuri takes a lot of hits, and he gets hit a ton. And for that reason, I'm going to have to go with my prediction as Jamal Hill by knockout for this one. I'm thinking second round, just because Yuri doesn't go the distance. I think he might get too aggressive, and Jamal Hill is way too accurate to be too aggressive here. And they're both pretty much stand-up fighters. Jamal Hill more than Yuri, but that's my prediction. Jamal Hill by knockout. An interesting thing though is on Tapology, it actually has the fight going the other way in favor of Yuri, which is kind of interesting to me. It's not really normally like that for Tapology. So, still my prediction: Jamal Hill by knockout. If you had to pick a round, I would go second round here. Back to you, Liggs.